Deputy Leader of the United National Party, Karu Jayasuriya, says that the UNP must address its flaws, correct them and move forward with and for the people of this country. Issuing a communique, Karu Jayasuriya said that engaging in factionalism is a betrayal of both the party membership and the people of the country. In his communique, Deputy Leader of the UNP, Karu Jayasuriya, pointed out that a single burning need has emerged today for a vibrant opposition that can stem the excesses of the incumbent regime. He noted that each time this nation has been in dire need, one party, the oldest political party in this country, has risen to the challenge. It went on to say that Sri Lanka is longing today for an opposition that can reverse the dangerous path the nation has embarked upon. The communique goes on to say that it is in this context that the opposition must be more forceful in pointing out the flaws of the government. Karu Jayasuriya pointed out that there is no party that is without flaws, and if there is togetherness, there is nothing that can be overcome. He also noted that this is a moment to rise above factionalism. The communique issued by Karu Jayasuriya went on to say if what the UNP needs is for him to leave the party, he will do so. It also noted that by the same token, he will not shun any role that the party believes befits his expertise, experience and general disposition. It added that he appeals to all concerned to refrain from aggressive politics and work towards achieving a win-win outcome that would shape future political direction. Despite many awareness programs being carried out, there is no reduction in the number of motor accidents that take place. People keep getting killed while the blame game goes on as to who should be held responsible for the mounting road death toll. This morning, yet another accident took place in Yakkala, resulting in multiple fatalities. Roshantha Perera, residing down Pragati Road in Kahatuduwa, Piliyandala, left home early this morning with the aim of travelling to Anuradhapura. Roshantha's wife, his two children, his mother, as well as his wife's father also accompanied him. A couple of hours in the long journey, fate, however, had other ideas. Their vehicle collided with an oncoming bus plying from Wattegama to Colombo at the Mahavita junction in Yakkala on the Kandy Road. The high-speed accident didn't give the Perera couple much of a chance. 39-year-old Roshantha Perera, his 37-year-old wife Rupi Subhashini and their child Manthukala Sinith Perera died almost instantaneously in the accident that occurred at around 6 a.m. We heard a loud sound and came out. Then we saw that a car and a bus had collided. The driver of the vehicle had died on the spot. The post-mortem examination on the three victims was carried out at the Gampa District General Hospital. Roshantha's eldest son, his mother and wife's father are receiving treatment at the same hospital.
That car overtook me and collided with the bus. Due to the impact, the rear side of the van got hit. I got down from the van and checked for casualties. There were 2 casualties.
The police noted that the driver of the private bus was arrested and produced before the JMO of the Gampa hospital this morning.
Maldivian President Mohamed Nasheed arrived in the island this morning on an official visit. According to the Ministry of External Affairs, the Maldivian president will be in Sri Lanka for 3 days. Maldivian President Mohamed Nasheed, who arrived in the island, was welcomed by Minister of External Affairs Professor G.L. Peiris. According to the Ministry of External Affairs, the Maldivian president is scheduled to meet several political leaders during his 3-day visit. On to a story from the north of the country now. A protest was staged in Jaffna today based on several issues, including the attack that was carried out on a journalist working at the Udayan newspaper. The protest was organized by 7 media organizations.
The protesters who condemned the attack carried out against Gnanasundaram Kuganathan of the Udayan newspaper also called on the government to ensure media freedom. 7 media organizations, including the Free Media Movement and the Sri Lanka branch of the South Asian Free Media Association, were present at the protest. The protest was staged opposite the Jaffna bus stand with the attendance of several politicians. Meanwhile, a high-ranking police officer in the area said that investigations are being carried out on the attack against the Udayan newspaper journalist. He went on to say that the chief suspect has already been arrested, and based on information that had come to light, investigations are being carried out to apprehend another individual.
The police said that the tense situation that prevailed in the Pudur town in Batticaloa this morning was brought under control by afternoon. This situation arose following information that a suspicious individual was roaming in the area.
The residents of Pudur engaged in a protest today, stating that a group of suspicious individuals were seen near the town's police post. Area residents who convened in the Sethukuda area in Pudur engaged in the protest, obstructing the Pudur-Vaunathiv main road. Subsequently, SSP Batiklo Ravindra Karavita, who arrived at the location, spoke with the protesters. During the discussion, area residents had requested the SSP to transfer the 19 policemen attached to the Pudur police post.
Now, because of this problem, we will deploy a new group. After that, their photographs will be put on display at various locations. This way, the officials know that they are policemen attached to the Pudur police post. The people here might think that the police will arrest them later after taking note of them now. I assure you, nothing of that sort will happen.
When contacted, the SSP said that they were unable to locate any suspicious individuals that matched the description provided by area residents. Meanwhile, the police have commenced a special program to educate the public about the danger of spreading rumours that could lead to the creation of a tense situation. Senior DIG Pujitha Jayasundara said that the first phase of this program got underway at the Amir Ali grounds in Uttamavadi, Valachena yesterday.
Can we jeopardize the peace that we obtain irrespective of religious or ethnic differences because of a ghost? Taking this for granted, various individuals fulfill their personal agendas. Therefore, the public has no right to take the law into their hands after being deceived by these rumours.
Life in the Kinya area in Trincomalee had returned to normal today following the unrest yesterday. Meanwhile, a program to educate the public was held at the Pothuவில் Divisional Secretariat in Ampara today. Those present at the program included officials of state institutions, security heads and officials of civil defence committees.
During the past few days, suspicious individuals were the topic of discussion in various parts of the country. Today, it is the subject of the News First website cartoon.
Your #1 news provider is now online. Bigger and stronger than ever. Sri Lanka's only trilingual total news portal. Breaking news, analysis, video. Newsfirst.lk.
On to business news now. The Securities and Exchange Commission of Sri Lanka has decided to relax the restriction imposed on stockbrokers in extending credit to investors. According to a communique issued by the Commission, this will be effective from today.
The Securities and Exchange Commission of Sri Lanka at a special commission meeting held yesterday decided to permit licensed stockbrokers to extend credit to investors based on the computation of liquid assets. The SEC took measures to impose restrictions owing to the unusual behavior of the stock market. Recently, the Colombo Stockbrokers Association requested the SEC to relax the restrictions based on the leverage of their respective companies. The price indices at the stock market rose sharply following the relaxation of this restriction. Today, at the end of trading, the all-share price index increased by 214.21 points, a rise of 3.13%. Meanwhile, the Milanka price index increased by 227.6, a rise of 3.67%. The Chief Secretary's post in the North Central Provincial Council has been vacant since the 30th of last month. This is due to the retirement of the officer of the special class of the Sri Lanka Administrative Service who held this post. It is the sole responsibility of the President to appoint suitable persons to the post of Chief Secretary. The holder of this post is responsible for the funds and finances of the provinces. However, no individual has still been appointed by the President to fill the vacancy for the post of Chief Secretary of the North Central Province. However, this letter is proof that even though there are two individuals who are in the special class of the Sri Lanka Administrative Service within the North Central Province, a Class 1 officer is exercising the powers of the Chief Secretary. Pretending to be the Chief Secretary of the North Central Province, Neil Dialas forwards this letter to the Deputy Chief Secretary in charge of administrative and training in the province. Incidentally, it is Neil Dialas himself who holds the position of Deputy Chief Secretary as well. Due to such laughable acts, it is difficult to prevent a mess in the administration of the province. This letter was forwarded to the province's Internal Audit and Investigation Director by the former Chief Secretary 32 days prior to his retirement. If requests to forward a report consisting a drafted charge sheet within 2 weeks in order to conduct disciplinary action against those responsible for making the council to pay additional amounts for the construction of the Madhavachi Economic Centre. Even though the former Chief Secretary recognized the need for such an investigation 32 days prior to his retirement, it is on the 22nd of November 2010 that the Provincial Agriculture Minister requested the former Chief Secretary to conduct an investigation into this malpractice. 32 months prior to this date, the Auditor General forwarded an audit query to the former Chief Secretary inquiring into the malpractices that had occurred when constructing the Madhavachi Economic Centre. However, the Chief Secretary has not responded to this letter in question. Just 10 days before the retirement of the former Chief Secretary, the Auditor General sends a reminder to the former Chief Secretary regarding his audit query, which was forwarded on the 13th of March 2008. Ignoring this reminder, the Chief Minister retired on the 30th of last month without obtaining the report he requested from the Director of the Internal Audit and Investigation 32 days before. Since over 50 days have already passed, there is no reason as to why this report, which was requested to be forwarded within 2 weeks, is not yet ready. If this officer, who is illegally using the powers of a Chief Secretary and forwarding letters to his own position using the title of the Chief Secretary, receives the report regarding a fraudulent act worth millions of rupees, isn't there a possibility of it going to the hands of the culprits as well? Secretary to the President, this is over to you.